Good morning, Guyana. Good morning. Good morning. So, how are you guys doing this morning? I hope everything is well with you. I know some of you are a little annoyed that I haven't been on. I've missed 2 nights, 2 consecutive nights, but you got to remember the critics got things to do. And being the realest thing coming out of Guyana, you have to be on the ground. You really have to be on the ground. You can't do everything from a thing like a laptop. And this morning we'll be discussing what not to do or what you can do to become wanted by the police as it results to utterances on social media. Now, there's something called freedom of speech, right? Now, people mix up freedom of speech and talk out your talking or over talk. Freedom of speech. Speech has its parameters. You understand? You can't do blah, 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 and think and consider that to be speech. It's not everything that you come out your mouth could be classified as speech. You understand? Some is just songs you're making. Are you following me? Are you guys following this? Certain things, if it is not placed within a certain context, if it cannot be read, you understand? It's not considered to be speech. It is blue, blue, blah, 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 blah. That is whatever that is. You understand? So I will be telling you this morning what not to do if you don't want to get locked up. You understand? Because this boy they asked him for something called a laptop. When he get the laptop, what will he go and do? And now the police is looking for him. And male freedom of speech is protected in Guyana. I have the ability, and I've been accessing my freedom of speech all the time. What happened? What you say at times. You see, freedom of speech has to work within the context of the laws that guide that land. There are things that could be considered to be insightful. You understand? There are things, character assassination and all these kind of things. You have to look at those kind of things. You can't just wake up in the morning and talk in anything and think you're going to get off. Right? So I want you to listen. I too want to listen to what this fool is saying. I want you to listen to what this nincompoop is saying. And you could realize how you could become dangerous. Now this is what these people action at the opposition. And I've told many people in the opposition. Now a mistake has been made. Let me get straight into it. Let me start the day. And this captures the opposition's action. Borup. This spells it out exactly what's going on with the opposition. The CARICOM community, Borup, throw them off. The international community, ABCE countries, Borup, throw them off. You understand? Everything that the opposition does, speak to this. This speak to that. Everything that they do is a big joke and laugh. You understand? Big funny joke with them. So No, that is not going to go away. You understand? It is like if God had ordained the donkey to buck. And look, when Jesus was here and palm trees were on the ground, how donkeys were civil. Donkey only see a opposition member with a green shot and he gone mad. You believe his joke? There were a time in this world, there were a time where donkeys were very disciplined. Look at donkey, just see a man with a yellow hat and a green shirt, and he realized I'm gonna go mad. I want nothing for do with these people. Get off of me. The donkey was literally willing to kill himself to get that fool off of him. This is opposition in action. You understand? Look at that. I kid you not. The donkey calculated a man with a green shirt and a yellow hat is disaster for me. Play mad, kick up a thing. The donkey got a broken neck. He realized I do not care to live anymore if I have to have one of these fools riding me. Look at it. I ain't care. I ain't care. Dead and done. You understand? Donkey said, I ain't taking no right from these people. No, I prefer dead and done. You understand? So the next fool on the list, let me mash up the place. I ain't even care if I live tomorrow if it got to be associated with these fools. I kid you. I kid you not. I kid you not. Right away, any association or affiliation with the opposition colors make a donkey go totally berserk. I tell you, the donkey just loses it. You know, I didn't even know animals could get suicidal. The donkey go mad. I hope the donkey was not harmed. No. Even the donkey get harmed in a better place. Once he got them jackasses, them riding me. The donkey, every donkey thinking how embarrassing it would be to live in a world to have a video with a jackass riding a jackass. No. Donkey think I is a jackass. Why you coming with your jackass self to try to ride me? You understand? That's what happened there. The donkey cat with two jackass. I never see the donkey cat. I never see another jackass ride a jackass. What going on here? Why you coming on top me? You understand? Right? I got a list. I got the I got a video list in my computer as PNC mad. No joke. Yeah, it does. Where there? PNC mad. Kid you not. So listen to what this fool is saying. No, you would think. You would think when you watch me, you say, man, this man has come hard on these banners, right? He always attacking like he walk here the PvP. Now, buddy, I am a human being. I have seen the actions of the opposition. Hello. Morning, Critic. Yeah, brother. Tell me the video, tell me the video, WhatsApp. See? Yeah. Now, I am the person who comes out every day and say, well, this is nonsense. These people are mad. Right? Aren't y'all vexed with me? I affiliated with this body. I got friends in government. All kind of thing I get blamed for. What is the problem with that jackass? You tell me, this donkey, why this donkey want no affiliation with the opposition? What you going on there? Blood him out of the place. What do the donkey? A donkey with a one-track mind, not much of a thought process, could see clear as day. I want nothing to do with these jackasses. Yes, sir. I doing fine by myself. Much as forgot a jackass riding me. I done a jackass. I don't get blamed for anything. No forgot jackass riding me. Right away. How you could still vex with me? How you could get a straight face and vex with me? When not even a donkey want anything to do with these people. Hello, good morning.
Well, brother, said the thing right, man. Is a jackass trying to ride a donkey. Don't put a donkey so bad. The donkey is a donkey.
Okay, Raja, brother. Yeah. Imagine in the days of our Lord and Christ, donkeys used to be animals that we could have depended upon, my brothers and sisters. Donkeys used to be happy to be ridden. What do you think this donkey would have experienced to have him acting that way? Want no association with the opposition or affiliation. Look at this. You think that our Lord and Savior would have been able to travel across the world and preach the good word of his Father if it weren't for responsible, disciplined donkeys? Now, just the mere image of an opposition supporter with their green shirt and yellow caps sends donkeys crazy. They no longer want to serve humanity. Brothers and sisters, where are we today? What has become of this world? When you have people that can't even control a jackass. Oh my brothers and sisters, let's pray this morning and hope that the opposition could come out or find their way out of the tailspin they've gotten themselves into. They seem to somehow be replaying an attitude of the past that was expressed by Moses and his lost followers, who went around in circles for thousands of years. Let me leave them, let me leave. This can't take, this can't be a cost me by. This can't take when I get with it because the people see them clear. Listen to me. So if you want to hear a jackass in action and see how you just get jailed for talk on Facebook, listen to this.
And one of them too, oh yes, I now remember. Now Mr. Charles Ramson Jr., or whatever you call your name, the de facto Minister of Sports. I have no respect for you, neither your boss, No one. So don't put it into your mind that people would come and tell me things pertaining to you. Don't put it into your mind. You work for a murderer, so that means you are one. You work for a terrorist, that means you are a terrorist. That's who your boss is. He's the head of the PPP organization, terrorist organization. You're not a party. You're a terrorist organization, so you work for those persons. So that means you're a terrorist just like them.
Now, just so you know, freedom of speech has its limits. Freedom of speech is you having the right to speak. But there is a limit as to what you can say. There are certain things, if you were to say, I am coming to kill you, that is a threat. That is not freedom of speech. That is a threat and an offense under the laws of Guyana. So what happened? This fella here, this good looking boy, asked for something like a laptop. Then this is what he took something like a laptop and did. Now, the opposition, when in power, mistakenly or intentionally tried to honor a terrorist, a man who's labeled as a terrorist and was charged under the terrorist acts of America, Abdul Qadir. Right? Now, to be listed as a terrorist, there are certain things that you got to go through. Abdul Qadir was planning to blow up John F. Kennedy Airport, the gas pipelines that run under the airport. That's what he was planning to do with others. Right? So just say I get an understanding. First thing, when you're dealing with these fools, hey bro, but a busy shatabal, a busy. I there in over my head. As soon your body get time, I gonna come for you. Your body there in over your head. Yeah. So when you're going to label the PPP a terrorist organization, now I'm telling you, no way, shape, or form, even after what we've been through with Burnham and the PNC for 28 years, can we label, like for instance, I have said, there are certain acts committed by certain politicians that could be labeled as terrorism or could be seen terrorizing the people. But you can't label the PNC. The word that we use, myself and other politicians use, is criminal behavior. The actions can be labeled as criminal. But to label an organization a terrorist organization, you're gone over your bounds there. And what has happened? Everybody feel, because critic the come and talk loud and proud, everybody can talk anything. That is not freedom of speech. Listen carefully to what I say and how I say it. 5 years on, hitting hard every day. No dressing, not a lawsuit. And there are very few, except for deliberate attacks, have been able to come and question what I say, because I know what I'm talking about. My friend here, on the other hand, feels you just have to talk anything that is inflammatory. And once you get people looking, because they're looking at the numbers, and what they're trying to do is get my numbers. They think that is what it comes from. Is this numbers? No, no, no. You have to continually give people information that educate them. They in turn go out there, use that information. It empowers them. They see that it works and they come back to your program because they would have considered I have learned something. Yes, sir. There's little you can learn from a fool. Now, no opposition member commenters. I sure none of the liars in Cali. Right now, the criminal investigation department is looking. They don't know if finally they don't even know his address. Because it seems he's there and have no fixed place on the board. He's there and not there. I don't know if he's living out in his car, because the last time we heard he had to move out. He said, there's no secret, he said that he got to move out. But listen to this gentleman's remarks. And this is what gets you locked up and charged and placed before the court. Listen to this.
Because you're enabling them to create terror upon a people who never asked for it. What did Guyanese did to you? That's who you are. You are a terror. And one of them too. Oh yes, I now remember. Now,
and look how the man talking with confidence, like you know what he's talking about. Like he knows what he's talking about. The ERC seems to have fallen to sleep. The man talks, you know this man was a police? Do y'all know that Gavin Matthews was a serving member of the Guyana Police Force? How you could come with the police force and be so stupid?
Mr. Charles Ramson Jr.
It's be very dangerous. First thing is, when you call someone's name, I must make you aware. When you call someone's name, you're directly relating to them. Play back it, no tuning, right? When you call someone's name, you've gone to a very, very dangerous area. I must tell you, right? Once you call the name, you could make reference to this banner playing he could do things in sports if you want to put it up on a man. And maybe I have to train y'all even to that. You got to know how we address. When you call a man named Charles Ramson Jr., there is no other. As a matter of fact, no other Charles Ramson Jr., if you Google it, in this hemisphere. So it is sure who you're talking about. Yes, sir. When you call a man name out in detail, now you could be creating that if you give people the impression. Now, stupid people is following this man. If you're stupid, you follow you. If you're looking for somebody for rile you up, you follow you. So you imagine he's giving his viewers the impression that somebody is oppressing them. Like terrorism come from the Middle East and it's here in Guyana. What do you think people are thinking in their mind? if you let them know that there's no way out. These people intentionally, where is the evidence? You can't just wake up and say things like that. Right now, the police not giving you, we even know we live in.
You call your name, the de facto Minister of Sports.
Now, Charles Ramson Jr. Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning. You see the man, never for freaking put talk anything, right? Because what I'm going to sweep for? They can't sweep for nothing.
No. Listen to me. That ain't adding up to defamation of character. There's a criminal. What you're witnessing here adds up to criminal act. You understand? And I'm supposing the opposition members should tell him legal teams, liars of a lot, which, yes, and the pet detective, the pet liar, them supposed to know what happened here. Yes, and they're going to jump, oh God, victimized. No. Their legal one of the problems in the Guyana police force, you only hear he whole, they investigate, right? Because right now they don't even know we live in. The man seems to have no fixed place of abode. Raja. Right? So one thing, Charles Ramson, who is a qualified lawyer, Charles Ramson Jr., whose father was a past attorney general. This is the man who you're referring to. Whose constitution and people, the country, and the constitution has accepted him as a minister. Let me hear
I have no respect for you, neither your boss.
No, you don't have to have respect for people. I don't have respect for many people. But in getting a message across, in suggesting that you coming to fight for the people, you have to have respect for yourself. You understand? Because you can't want. Here what the problem with Guyanese is getting, they don't understand. A man come and he meets another man and we're face to face. And here what the man saying, yeah, you're a fool. You understand? Your head seems to be out of proportion to your body. And you're making laugh after the man. Now the man who you making laugh after, he ain't so sarcastic, he ain't over the thing. He watch a coffee in your face. And here you say, hey man, no, but me knock you. The boy ain't bright. All he know is violence. So when you look at these people and you see their actions, you realize they're out of a league. You want to go up against a government and ministers and so on. But you come in with axe and cutlass and you are war. Now, just so, I would want to think this piece, I think God has done this alone to me. And I experienced this already. When Simona Broomstick got a little piece of meeting and took it out of context. PNC surrogates or PNC utensils. Took a small piece out of a 3-hour program that I had and took it out of context. It could be said this is being taken out of context. But nonetheless, what is being said is clear. This man is labeling the PPP, a terrorist organization, a sitting minister in government as a terrorist, seemingly not knowing what a terrorist is, how terrorist organizations work, and how you get the listing as a terrorist organization. You understand? Now imagine The PNC is not a terrorist organization with all what they did. Could not and should not be labeled as a terrorist organization. Because you see, a terrorist organization has a modus operandi. It has one simple purpose. And it plans the destruction of people in a certain fashion. Now, the PNC cannot be labeled as a terrorist organization. The PPP cannot be labeled as a terrorist organization. Why? Even with the past transgressions of the PNC. Here why. The PNC is a political organization that from time to time have people within who work against this organization, who fail this organization. But this organization's vision and what they do, its main fundamental purpose is to help people. Terrorist organizations are not structured like that. Hence, no political party in Guyana can be labeled as a terrorist organization. Hamas, which wanted to see themselves as a political organization, was labeled as a terrorist organization for one reason. It seems that they had more interest in attacking in a warlike fashion, creating destruction to their opponent more than the politics of their people. So a terrorist organization only has one purpose. And there's no political party, not the PNC, not the PPP, can be labeled, or no single individual, unless you have evidence of such that the FBI would have had on Abdul Qadir to suggest he was a conspirator in a planned terrorist attack on the JFK to blow up the pipelines under the airport. Unless you have that evidence, that is how Abdul Qadir was labeled and charged under the terrorist acts of America. So now you end up police looking for you. People want to know why. But when the police lock him up and charge him, like, oh God, like, you got freedom. No, you can't say everything. Unless you are aware that look in the last 5 years, there's a lot of things that happen in the PNC that you are aware that David Arthur Granger was a loafed president he was not aware of. You then cannot label the entity. You see, political propaganda coming from the PPP would want to stain the PNC, and the PNC would want to stain the PPP with the intention to make the little wrongdoings. Because look, we don't individualize this thing. There are ministers in the PPP and members of the opposition, MPs, who don't necessarily agree on things, but they serve a common cause. That is why there's a leadership structure. There's an organizational structure. So to say what he said is in itself has some criminal background. You understand? So although the PNC would have tried to honor, mistakenly or intentionally, I don't know, a terrorist, they can't be listed as a terrorist organization. And the PNC is the closest that Guyana has ever come to any affiliation with a terrorist. In going to the parliament and suggesting that he should be honored shows That is the closest that any party has ever come to terrorism in Guyana is the PNC. You understand? Now, although that happened, they cannot and should not be labeled as a terrorist organization. One other reason is there are many, I can tell you clearly, there are many people in the PNC that are very upstanding people and play no part and parcel with the shortcomings. I wasn't saying wrongdoings, the shortcomings of the PNC. Many people. And the PNC continues to disintegrate because of their inability to address people like Gavin Matthews. You see, most people want to feel Gavin Matthews is a card-carrying PNC member. But Gavin Matthews is a snake oil salesman, what you call a charlatan. Gavin Matthews come to sell dreams that he himself could not have realized. This is the thing. Because Gavin Matthews was a police, turned security guard. How do you move? If you're moving up. Everybody got little hard times and down times in life. And if you hear Gavin Matthews' story, Gavin Matthews was adopted by a family. And because of his lying and deceitful ways, they got rid of him. Gavin Matthews has a history. The dangers of somebody like this fella is now becoming evident. This man could come out today and say, oh God, the tribe I just in my house, the tribe kill me. Look. And create confusion in this country. This is how these man is dangerous. Listen to what this man is saying.
No one. I have no respect for you, neither your boss. No one. So don't put it into your mind.
Gavin Matthews has created a false sense of importance. Gavin Matthews is like, you see, a beggar man pass him on the road and come and say, do you have respect for me when you see me? What business I got with a beggar man? Why do I need you to respect me? What's going on? What business I have with a beggar man? I don't have respect for you and no one. And what the blood clot this boy talking about? He has developed a false sense of importance. Jesus Christ. I'm going to interview some people where the boat get hijacked and so yeah, look out for that interview on Daybreak News. Remember, go and follow and like Daybreak News page so you'll get notifications when I go on Daybreak News with the interviews, right? So listen to this fool.
That people would come and tell me things pertaining to you. Don't put it into your mind. You work for a murderer, so that means you are one. You work for...
Now, if you listen to Gavin, he obviously is out of touch with what he's doing. And he realized if you talk shit, you could get things. Yes, sir. If you rile up people and get to the heart, you could get things. Now, even if an individual and when an individual is charged for an offense, they are referred to as the accused. So to label the vice president and a minister murderers is lack up. You understand? Warrants an investigation because the civil investigation department has to ask Gavin Matthews, what evidence does he have to suggest same. Even when an individual is charged for an offense, he is referred to. Bear in mind, I'm showing you how it moves forward. The progression of a thing or of a situation. This man is referring to two gentlemen who have never been charged for anything in their lives. And in the event an individual is charged, unless convicted, he or she is not referred to as a murderer. He or she is referred to as the accused. You are accused. You understand? Unless in a case of murder, you are convicted by a jury of your peers, you can't be labeled a murderer. There is due process. Unfortunately, our friend Gavin Niceby Matthews is not aware of that. And he has now taken something called a laptop and misused it. I am hoping that that piece of equipment has the value, just enough that it could be resold or pawned to take him out of the lockup. Because as soon as the police find out his address, he's in the lockup. They ain't got his address. People calling me asking for me address. I said, bye. Me and the man are friends. And it seems that he has no fixed place of abode. Yeah. So let's hear what he has to say.
Terrorist. That means you are a terrorist.
No, the man ain't done it, murderer. The man labeling people of stature in society terrorists. This boy going to jail.
That's who your boss is.
This boy going to jail.
He's the head of the PPP
It's
organization.
remand right away for you.
Terrorist organization. You're not a party. You're a terrorist organization. So you work for those persons.
No. Hear how he speaks with confidence. You believe this boy is a liar. He speaks with such confidence.
So that means you're a terrorist just like them. Because you're enabling them to create terror upon a people who never asked for it. What did Guyanese did to you? That's who you are. You are a terrorist. And one of them too, oh yes, I now remember. Now Mr. Charles Ramson Jr. or whatever.
Done with that. Hello?
Morning, Mr. Critic.
Hi, morning. Talk to me.
I'm concerned about Mr. Matthews. You see, I listened to one of his show by accident one night, and I heard you say that he made accusation against two politicians, the vice president and a sitting minister. But when I listened to this guy, he also implicated the sitting president as being a murderer also. And isn't there a law in Guyana that if you're accusing a president of a wrongdoing, that person should be brought in, investigated, and tried?
Well, my brother, I can tell you, as we speak, the Guyana police force is looking for Mr. Gavin Matthews, but he has no fixed place of abode at this time. They're unaware of where he resides. That is why I'm sharing with Guyanese, because everybody feel you could come on Facebook and just talk anything. that does not add up to freedom of speech. You understand? There are certain things.
Yeah, I understand clearly what you're saying, sir. But on a funny side of thing, the police need to look on the Stabrook's telling for him. He's a BABOO. He's probably there. So they may find him there.
No, but here.
All right, thanks for your time,
safe,
sir.
brother Roger.
Good work.
I bet PNC people ever come with Black Lives Matter with Gavin issue. No. It's clear what he did. Gavin resides in Lebanon. He fixed place for abode. He know what is a charlatan. So I got to call it a day. I just wanted to address, because a lot of Guyanese misunderstand what you can say and what you can't say. You understand? Don't get confused with me and my Creoles. You understand? Don't get confused with me. I know exactly what I'm saying, and you have to be aware of the laws of Guyana and what are the parameters surrounding freedom of speech and your freedom to speak. You see, you have a freedom to say. You understand? But what you say about others goes into little murky waters. It is a little murky. The lines are a little blurred. And you have to be aware of the laws under which you're guided by to make informed decisions. Hello?
Yo, critics, you need to leave Gavin alone and no man will come looking for you now. Watch yourself.
Roger that. Man, you come looking for me? Where you there? Where you wait for? You are going to stress out yourself for come look for me? Not stress out yourself for come look for me? Tell me where you there. Me are the Guyanese Critic. I'm not playing nothing wrong here. You tell me where you there. Me a come for you. Me a come meet you. So, let me run the word and see what's going on. Nobody got the man address. Me know how they got the man address. You have a mysterious gift and a forging gift. 6 issues you should be every day. Terrorist, a person who uses unlawful violence and intimidation, especially against civilians in the pursuit of political aims. Right? What is this? Who is this? I'm sure. That, good morning, Chief. Please take the crappo picture off the screen. That guy is being used to do a. No, I don't think it's with the consent of that's the funny thing. The PNC would never. They can't be so crazy. I went into housing. Yes, how are you doing? Then housing assistance and told me to update my account. I know what Annette Ferguson, Max. I think she made a genuine mistake. And in the haste to talk, Annette Ferguson still feel. Hey, I'm not a lot of people. When you look at let us say the PPP campaign for 5 years, Jagdew every Thursday had a press conference. And when you look at the opposition is campaigning, but their campaign based on the premises that dead people could vote. They are appealing to dead people. You understand what I mean? The opposition appeals to dead people. Simple as that. This is who they appealing to. So when you hear Annette talking, she know dead people ain't got no time with no counting. They done dead. So you could get them around numbers, they ain't care. You understand? So we gotta look at it from the perspective. Don't beat up on them. Right? So I think I've explained to some extent, because there's a lot we can discuss. And what I got to do is sit and talk with lawyers. I'll talk to, um, I'll try to get Sanjeev or Timothy. Timothy Jonas is a kind of a outspoken guys, and you know, we have come to trust his decisions. So yeah, I think we should get a lawyer to really explain where the mistakes were made. So I'll try to get Timothy Jonas, and I think everybody would pay attention to him. He's just on the outside of the political divide, and and get the legal ramifications for utterances such as uh, Gavin Matthews would have made. But you gotta know, you gotta know, uttering certain things are dangerous. Yes, and even could be criminal. One time, one guy said he gonna blow up. I wrote a report and that he was charged and remanded for inciting public terror, and it has it in the laws what and what, right? But it starts and it has to be interpreted by. So the lawyer, the prosecutor would see and say, this comes under the area. And it is a magistrate or a judge who weighs the evidence. And this is video evidence of what Gavin can't sway away from this. He can, and remember, Gavin doesn't have a resemblance to other people. He can say, well, it wasn't me. Gavin has a unique facial structure. You understand? He can't escape though. When people say there's you face, if you go and say no, there's somebody else like me, that too would be a charge. Trying to insinuate that they got other people face like that. That's dangerous. Yes, and that's criminal. He would have another charge. If when they're taking a statement where he said it's me, people say, well, it's who you try for accuse. The police right away say, who you try for accuse that got a face like that? It's only you, man. It's only you. We never see nothing else like this. Yes, sir. So he has found himself in a fix. He can't even get out by saying, well, it wasn't me. He can't even get out by playing a shady and say it wasn't me. There's a next charge. Because the police would want to know who you trying for accuse of having a face like this. Two years. One year I got to come off the road. One year I got to come off the road. Right? So, we know where Gavin Matthews living and the police looking for you. Right? You guys take care. Peace out. Love. I just wanted to bring it to your attention, the dangers of something like this, right? And did we have anything else to discuss today? What is the header? What is the header to the program? So guys, take care. Peace out. Love.